rise. A new survey of consumer real estate sentiment shows buyers and sellers in New York have a strongly positive view of the current market. The head of the Research Institute at Siena College says the advantage that buyers held over sellers for the last several years has evaporated, and he says consumers expect the market conditions are here to stay. No more than 1 in 5 project any worsening in the next year. Baytown Plaza's new street of shops will formally open tomorrow. The DeMarco Group has completed the first phase of the Baytown reconstruction, which created a cut-through at the site of the former Tops Plaza. The project was approved last December after a highly publicized rezoning. Rochester is number 9 on the Threat Mix Global Trust Intelligence Network's list of the 25 top U.S. cities for the origination of online fraud. According to the Rochester Business Journal, Santa Clara, California was number 1. The list was compiled from a sample of transactions across more than 1,900 customers, 9,000 websites, and 500 million monthly transactions. And the Victor Chamber of Commerce is hosting its first ever Techno Expo tomorrow from 4 till 7 at the FLCC Victor Campus Center. The featured speaker will be Brian Pitry, who's the co-founder of SkyOp. That's a Canandaigua company that provides photo and video services with an unmanned aerial system. Crude oil futures ended lower in New York. The near-month contract down $1.44 to close at $96.86 a barrel. Now, checking stocks of local interest, Constellation Brands closing at $63.99, down 43 cents. Corning, $17.52, up $2.17 on the Samsung news. Harris was at $60.96, down 12 cents. Home Properties, $61.36, up 18. M&T Bank, $112.87, down 34 cents. Monroe Muffler, $46.78, down 71. Paychex, $42.66, down 6 cents. Windstream off a penny at $8.56. Valiant, $114.37, up $1.84, and Xerox closed at $10.73, down 23 cents. Once again, the Dow down 54 points. The Nasdaq lost 22.
Still to come this half hour, the Fall Classic. It's Game 1 tonight. We'll preview it in sports with 13 Wham's Mike Catalana. What do you do about this sluggish economy? Dave Ross has some thoughts. He's up next. At 5:30, we have a Wham 1180 news update with Todd Halliday.
We'll, of course, have more on Mayor Richard's statements this afternoon. A Rochester man is sentenced for lying to get a job as a Medicaid coordinator, and we'll preview a forum on Rochester police brutality. Details on these stories and more at 5:30.
What to do about that sluggish economy? This is Dave Ross on the CBS Radio Network. The latest employment numbers are in, and they basically stink. But don't blame the shutdown, says business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
The numbers for the shutdown will be reflected in the next report. So this is actually disheartening because this occurred before the shutdown.
So what is to blame then? Well, how about the artificial advantages given to people like this man?
How much money do you have? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
This is Seattle venture capitalist Nick Hanauer, founder of many companies and a capitalist heretic. He gave a TED Talk, which TED refuses to post on its website because it includes stuff like this.
If it was true that lower taxes for the rich led to job creation, today we would be drowning in jobs.
Like Warren Buffett, Hanauer says the rich need to be taxed more. But unlike Warren Buffett, he is also convinced that the minimum wage needs to be raised, ideally to $22 to match the increase in worker productivity. But he'll settle for $15.
If every worker made more, then every business would have more customers.
And that's why Hanauer helped to organize last summer's fast food rallies for a $15 minimum wage, and why he's using his money to create a vast left-wing conspiracy to boost wages on the theory that ultimately it's the only way people like him can get rich and stay rich.
This is the craziest part, where you hear people squawk about raising the minimum wage, that will destroy the economy, as if poor people getting richer could be bad for business. It's nuts.
Now this.
I started going cold turkey. Well, at least when I'm in the car.
I know I shouldn't do it, but it's so hard to stop. That's why I hide it from myself, so I won't be tempted.
I used to do it all the time. I stopped by locking it in my glove compartment.
My friend used to do it way too much. Now I turn it off when we're in the car.
My solution is simple. I just don't do it.
There are lots of ways to stop yourself and others from texting and driving. How will you stop? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Dave Ross, CBS Radio, and this is the 5 o'clock news hour on WHAM 1180.
Hiring a contractor is not the way to start your home improvement project. Starting a partnership, that is the right way to go about it. With Quality Homes of Rochester, Ken McClure and his team, it starts with a free call for the consultation and estimate at 429-5400. What's your project? Want to do a bathroom like Quality Homes did at my house this year? Exceptional bathroom, I might add. You're doing a kitchen before the holidays? Still got time to button up that roof? New windows? Finished basements? What's your project? Start the partnership with Quality Homes of Rochester. 429-5400. Operators are always on duty to get you talking, to find out how you're going to make this project work, not only with the best product, the best team to install it, and also to fit it within your budget, all right? You've still got time to get on the board for this year, or you can talk to Kenny and his team about booking a project into 2014. It starts with that call. You want to build the partnership. You want someone who's going to have your back throughout every part of that project, not only this one you're doing, but the next one, and the next one, and the next one. That's what building a partnership is about. Quality Homes of Rochester is the way to go. 429, I know, I've had it. 429-5400 or qualityhomesrochester.com.
Trick or treat!
This Halloween, make a difference with your family in your community. Be a hunger hero and trick or treat for non-perishable food instead.
Help me be a superhero.
Drop it off at your local food bank to help stop local hunger in its tracks. Learn more about Free the Children's We Scare Hunger campaign at iHeartRadio.com/hunger. Together, we can be hunger heroes. Made possible by the General Mills Foundation and iHeartRadio.
For real Brooklyn pizza, you gotta go to Joe's. Joe's Brooklyn Pizza in the Henrietta Plaza. Not New York style pizza, but the real deal, the Mambo Moots. Joe's Brooklyn Pizza, call 424-JOE'S.
Doyle Subaru. We're just up the road in Webster, with a sales staff focused on your needs and a service department committed to superior vehicle care. Trusted for over 70 years, close by, customer first. Doyle. Lucky you.
Rochester Oxygen and CPAP sells the smallest oxygen concentrator available.
Traffic and weather on the 10s, mornings and afternoons on WHAM 1180. Justin James, what's up?
Traffic is still heavy on 490 West from Linden Avenue to the 590 split. Also plan on the usual delays. 490 East heading towards Monroe Avenue and 590. Traffic is heavy 590 North as you head towards Empire Boulevard and Route 104. Your next report's at 5:30 on Rochester's News, Weather and Traffic Station WHAM 1180. I'm Justin James in the Salino and Barnes Traffic Center. If you've been injured, don't wait. Call 8.
This report brought to you by Sears Auto Center.
When you think of Sears Auto Center, think convenience. Come in today and find convenient deals on America's most trusted battery, Die Hard. Plus, take advantage of a free battery check. Get to Sears Auto Center today or call 1-800-DIE-HARD to learn more. See store for details.
$1,500 cash or trade plus tax and fees. Well-qualified buyers. See dealer for details.
Ralph Honda knows you're looking for a new car with low monthly payments. So for a limited time, lease a new Civic LX for only $139 a month. Ralph Honda, Westridge at Elm Grove.
WHAM 1180. Weather.
We have the very first freeze warning of the season in effect overnight tonight. Meteorologist Glenn Johnson saying that the shower activity that we've had today will taper. It'll be partly clear overnight. Temps dropping to near the freezing mark for many locations. Breaks the sun to start the day tomorrow. It'll turn cloudy with showers developing by tomorrow afternoon. It'll be windy too with highs in the mid-40s, and we'll start the weekend off with clouds, maybe limited sun. Again, that threat of a passing shower, and Friday's high in the upper 40s. Again, 13 WHAM radar shows we have widely scattered rain shower pockets all over western New York. Downtown Rochester, just mainly cloudy, 44 degrees. Forecast is on demand at wham1180.com.
WHAM 1180 Weather is a service of the William Mattar Car Accident Lawyers.
Fall Classic, Game 1 tonight for the Red Sox and the Cardinals. We'll preview it. Sports and 13 WHAM's Mike Catalana in 60 seconds.
It's the news. It's the reactions and more.
Okay, here's how I look at it.
Rochester's news, weather, and traffic station, WHAM 1180.
This is Matt with Fitch's Window, Door, and Skylight Division. Now, but only for a limited time. Buy 4 Anderson replacement windows and get the 5th window free.
What if they want one of those gorgeous Velux skylights?
Well, boss, if it's okay with you, it's okay with me.
Let's do it. Buy 4 Anderson windows and get either the 5th window or a Velux skylight for free.
Don't just replace, remodel with Fitch.
Fitch Construction Designs for your home.
377-3330 and FitchConstruction.com.
I know when my son is coming to visit because I can hear his motorcycle from 5 blocks away. My dog gets so scared she won't come out from behind the couch. Stupid contraption. Says it gives him a sense of freedom. Huh.
Some people want more out of life, and Safeco insures things that make more possible, like cars, homes, and motorcycles. Safeco Insurance. Do more. Insurance is offered by Safeco Insurance Company of America and or its affiliates, Boston, Massachusetts.
Rest assured with Wally and Alina Verdi Insurance. Contact us for all your insurance needs at 454-1600.
It is 5:25 on the 5 o'clock news hour. WHAM 1180, sports time, and 13 WHAM's Mike Catalana is here. Nothing like a gray, cloudy day in October to make you think about baseball.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the weather office so I can put on my meteorological hat here. I'm hearing high 40s.
What does a meteorological hat look like? Just curious. I mean, what's on it? Is it one of those hats that you can put drinks in, or
yeah, it's got the 2 beer cans on the side.
Yeah, that would seem appropriate.
That's what McLean uses back here.
Of course,
that's the way he gets through the day, hanging with Glenn all day.
Yeah, there you go. Especially when there's a freeze warning.
Cover up the tender vegetation
and put on your beer hat.
That's what they're doing tonight.
Okay.
So 40s, chance of showers. Stunning. Nighttime Boston, almost November. That's Major League Baseball. World Series is too late. Too late. It should be a great game, Cardinals and the Red Sox, but, I mean, come on. We're pushing November. This is what they do all the time. But that's why the games are so cold. It's tough for the fans. Late night, you're going to see all those shots, everybody shivering at the game. A couple weeks earlier. Not that it still wouldn't be cold. It's October.
No, but let's be honest here. When it comes to a matchup, though, you've got 7 World Series championships between the two franchises.
Oh, yeah. And
so these are really kind of the late Johnny-come-lately storied teams that you kind of get used to seeing in the postseason.
Cardinals have been great all through history. I mean, they've won in the 50s, or in the 40s, they won in the 80s. Now they're winning again. They won world championships. And for the Red Sox, we know they waited forever, 1918. Then they finally won in 04. They won again in 07. So they're trying to get their third tonight. So you're right. I mean, these are the two franchises. Even though Boston was terrible last year, let's just blame it all on Bobby Valentine because he had no idea what he was doing. They're back this year. They are the best team, I think. They're the slight favorite on the Cardinals. It's Adam Wainwright against John Lester. This should really be a good series. If you haven't paid attention to baseball, watch the World Series, at least as late as you can stay up tonight. I think it's about an 8:30 first pitch tonight.
I don't know about that.
We'll see what happens. Now, a little football since it's more football weather. Bills practice today. Fred and CJ limited. They pretty much are doing just kind of hanging out today, which makes sense because it's a Wednesday of the practice week. I think they'll both be ready to go on Sunday. We know Fred's a warrior. He'll just keep going out there. So we'll see what happens.
That's what worries me, though.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who's wound up. If someone was talking about this in the office earlier today, like he plays, he hurts his knee. He plays, he hurts his knee. He plays, he hurts his knee. How many times can you do that to your body before it finally says, enough, pal?
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you walk again.
But I'm telling you, that's his mindset. He's a guy who came from nothing as far as football is concerned, and he's not going to come out unless he has to. And he'll keep fighting in there. I mean, we thought it looked bad on Sunday. He's laying down there on the ground. You're like, oh, boy. Next thing you know, he's bouncing up, running to the sideline. So they'll get him ready. He'll be ready to play. Now, good news for the Bills, if you're looking at it this way, Jimmy Graham, who is an outstanding tight end for the Saints, like almost unguardable, like 6'7". He's just a beast out there. He didn't practice again today. There's a good chance he's not going to play. So they should rest him for a week.
So
and
says Mike.
Your Sabres trying to get their second win, hosting Boston tonight.
Here we go. Thank you so much, Mike. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Joe.
13 WHAM's Mike Catalana there. Stand by for traffic and weather on the 10s, a WHAM 1180 news update, and a fresh 30 minutes of the 5 o'clock news hour. It all starts in 120 seconds.
Do you feel like your old vehicle is ready to throw in the towel?